Oh my god. I have not done one of these in so long. This is Nightmare Comics 1. And I don't know what I'm gonna title this video. I guess I'll just call it Giant Conundrum of Comic Book Worldliness or something. I don't know. I'll probably just put like a combination of everything I'm gonna talk about in this video, because I want to talk about Batman Arkham City. I'm going to talk about Batman Year One, the movie. I'm going to talk about Young Justice, the TV show. I'm going to talk about Transformers Prime. Even though it's not really comic book, he's still geeky. You know what I mean? So it all falls in, the same, yeah, y'all know what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to talk about comic books. A lot of them. Some of the main ones I've been reading since I've been going. Not all of them, because that'd be way too long. But some of the ones that just kind of stick out to me, and just some of the, it's a lot of them. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of them, but not as much as it could have been. You know what I mean? So let's get started. First, I want to talk about Batman Arkham City. I was a little late getting the game, because just things happened. I was just a little late getting it. But I just finished the story, and I'm gonna say something. It might not be very popular. A lot of people might, disagree with me and all this other stuff, but I'm gonna say it. Batman Arkham City is either the second or third greatest Batman story ever told. Yeah, I said it. Batman Arkham City, the video game. Yes, the video game. It's no Dark Knight Returns, nothing is, when it comes to just the story, but this is and I'll admit, I'm not even the heaviest gamer. You know what I mean? I play fighting games like crazy, but that's about it. You know what I mean? When it comes to everything else, I really don't game like that. You know what I mean? But Arkham City was something I figured I had to get. A, I'm a comic book geek, and B, Arkham Asylum was an amazing game. So, I figured, let me check out Arkham City. Like I said, the story, second and third greatest Batman story ever. Graphics are amazing. Voice acting is amazing. Even some of the stuff, some of like the cameos and characters that are in the game, like it's like they went above and beyond to make this game the definitive Batman video game experience. Like, I thought they couldn't top Arkham Asylum, but they did in like every way with Arkham City. They even made the gameplay better. If you can believe that, the combat is even better. It's easier to do like the quick gadget moves now. You can actually counter more than one attack at once. Like, with Catwoman, I did it to like 3 people, and she just turned and kicked all of them. It was wild. The Catwoman gameplay is cool. I playing with her, I just thought, I want to use Batman some more, but I didn't get a chance to get the Robin pack, because I didn't get it from Best Buy, because as you know, I didn't pre-order the game. You know what I mean? But I'll buy Robin when it come out. I'm definitely gonna get Nightwing when he comes out. This game is amazing. Like, this game is amazing. Like, I finished the game, and I looked at how much I had. Like, I looked at the percent I finished. And I only did about 43% of the game when I first beat it. So think about that for a second. There's so many missions I have to do. You know what I mean? The Riddler trophies. Just everything. You know what I mean? And this game is amazing. And the ending is absolutely incredible. Like, I know some people didn't really like the ending. Some people loved the ending. I'm on the fence of loving the ending, because that ending is like, it's not really shocking. Because I can't say I didn't see it coming, because a lot of things, they just ran through my mind. It kind of let me know that was going to happen. But just to see it, it was absolutely incredible. The way everything went down, like that whole, I'm not going to ruin it, but I'm going to try and be as unspoiler-like as possible. But the whole thing at the end, did not see that coming. Like, the whole means to the end, you know what I mean? Did not see that coming. The whole Hugo Strange storyline, I pretty much called all that, though. But still, with that being said, still great, though. This game is amazing. I could just sit here and say that over and over. As I said, I don't game much, you know what I mean? But for my money, this is the best game I played all year. I don't necessarily include fighting games in that, because, fighting games, while they are great games, you can't really say a fighting game is the game of the year unless you know what I mean. And none of them are anyway. King of Fighters 13 is pretty fucking amazing though, but it's not it's not game of the year quality, but that game is amazing. But anyway, next one, but yeah, buy Arkham City. Do not wait for the price to drop, anything like that, because obviously DLC is coming out for it. You know what I'm saying? Get this game, like as soon as you can. Get this game. I can't say that enough. If you like Batman, even if you don't like Batman, get this game. If you just like video games in any sort of way, get this game. If you ever cared about Batman, even a little bit, if you saw Batman Returns when you were a child and was like, oh, this character is great, get this game, because Penguin and Catwoman are in it. And not even just that, just get it, because it's great. I can't say it, it's great. Greatness. Next, Batman Year One. I feel the same. The movie, the animated movie that just came out. I feel the same way as I did about the book. I think it's really good. I mean, do I think it's one of the best Batman movies ever? One of the greatest Batman stories ever? No, but I think it's a great story. You know what I mean? It is a great story. It's a pretty damn good movie too. Like the movie is pretty accurate when it comes to depicting the book. You know what I mean? Like they pretty much added everything they needed to add. I can't think of anything left out, to be honest with you. I haven't read that book in so long. But Bryan Cranston is as Commissioner Gordon, he stole the show, man. Like he was amazing. C-Dude 9590, a good friend of mine on here. He I guess you could say he's kind of part of the wrestling community. But he made a good point that Bryan Cranston does not phone it in with anything. So he's right, you know what I mean? Because he didn't. He did a really, really great job as Commissioner Gordon. All the voice actors did a good job, you know what I mean? As I said, the story of the comic and the book were pretty much identical, you know what I mean? But I really, really enjoyed this movie, Like, and when it comes to Batman animated movies, I would say not year one. I'd say Mask of the Phantasm, Return of the Joker, and probably this one. To be honest with you, like that's just my opinion. When it comes to straight up Batman movies, I thought this was better than Under the Red Hood, but like a mile. That's just my opinion. Every time I watch Under the Red Hood, I dislike that movie more and more. You know what I mean? I don't know why. It's something about it. I don't know. I wasn't really drooling over it when it first came out anyway. But yeah. But that's a great movie. I would definitely recommend that. It's a great movie. It is. Even for like how short it is. You know how the DC Animated Studios, their movies are like hour 20 minutes, you know what I mean? I think it's like 75 minutes or something like that. But even with that being said, you can't pass this up. Like, I'm telling you, Year One is a real solid movie. Check it out, especially if you like the comic. If you like the comic, I think pretty much everyone would be pleased with, with what they did with the movie. And I'm just really excited to see what they do with The Dark Knight Returns, man. Because as I said, it's my favorite. I say it all the time. That's my favorite book, not just comic. My favorite book of all time. So, yeah, I'm curious to see, man. I really am. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is Young Justice. Now, this show here, like, I was real. Yeah, like when it first came out, I'll be honest, I really didn't like it that much. You know what I mean? Everyone knows how much I love Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and I just think, like, since Justice League, that's probably the best comic book cartoon. Yeah, I said it. I fucking said it. Yeah, but since that one, it's probably been that. I mean, I still stand by that. Young Justice, but this show has really turned the corner, man. Like, I really, really, like, it's different, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, a lot of the characters are depicted a lot differently from what you may know, but, especially Superboy, but with it being said, it works for the show, you know what I mean? Especially his relationship with Miss Martian or whatever. I'm really, really starting to like this show. Like, I wonder how they're going to do this thing with Artemis, because she's obviously... she obviously has ties to the League of Assassins. You know what I mean? And then I'm really wondering what they're going to do with this. I like the cameos like from characters. It seems like every week there's like a character cameo, like an honorary member of the team. It's pretty cool how they do that. Like they did it one week with Captain Marvel. That's a great episode. I really like that one. I like Aqualad on here. He's probably my favorite character on the show. I just really enjoy the show, straight up. Like at first I hated it, but I'm telling you, like if you're one of those people that were like me that hated it when you first saw it, do yourself a favor and check it out now, because excuse me, y'all, because it's gotten a lot better, like for real, like a lot better. All right, the next, probably without question, like might be my favorite show on TV right now, Transformers Prime. Now I know this is a comic book channel. I know what y'all gonna say, but I feel like this channel lets me unleash my inner geek. So and this is part of my inner geek. Now I'll be honest, like. Little bit of backstory about me and Transformers. I never played with the toys growing up. I just never did. I never, nothing against, I had a few, you know what I mean? But I always used to like the shows, you know what I mean? Like G1. I love G1. I don't think G1 is the holy grail, though. And I'm going to get to that in a second. But I love G1. I love Beast Wars. Beast Wars, to me, is the best Transformers series, you know what I mean? I used to feel that when I was a kid, but I hadn't seen it in a long time. And just recently, I say like almost a year ago. Well, not even that long, but like a few months ago, I rewatched the whole thing, and yeah, it's the holy grail, straight up. I feel like that is the definitive Transformers show, like straight up. And I feel like Transformers Prime, at least this first season, is right up there with G1 and with G1 and Beast Wars. And Transformers Animated is also a really good show too. I just watched that. Like I had never seen it before. I just watched that like 2 months ago, and yeah, that's a really good show too. And but I would say that Prime is probably better than that. Like the first season of Prime was probably better than that whole series, because that series had a lot of dumb shit in it, to be honest. But as a show itself, Prime Animated was pretty good. But anyway, Prime, like the things they've been doing with the show. And believe it or not, look it up if you don't believe me, Wiki it. But the creative team for the show also worked on the movies. And if you know the utter shit that those movies were, and I mean, and you watch this show and you think this is the same creative team, you fall out your chair. I'm telling you, like, and it takes a lot of things from the movie, like the look of the Transformers. They look. A lot of them do, not all of them, but a lot of them look straight out, like straight like they do from the movies, like especially Optimus, especially Bumblebee. It look just like they do from the movies, you know what I mean? Bumblebee doesn't even talk on here. He has the little beeping sound shit. I still don't like that, but that's just me. But I don't like that. But all in all, his him as a character is a lot more likable than the one in that movie. You know what I mean? Like he was just the movie just had the movies had just a lot of dumb shit, you know what I mean? But this show cuts out the dumb shit and it gives you story right in your face. Like the season finale of this, I'm not gonna ruin anything, but let's just say Unicron is in the season finale. Like the last 4 episodes are pretty much dedicated to Unicron, and in the 4th to final episode, there's a fight between Optimus and Megatron. That is the best fight they've ever had against each other. I cannot tell you enough. Check out this show, because this show is absolutely incredible. Like I'm honestly like shocked how great this show is. Like when it first started, I was like, oh man, that first, like they had like a 5-parter to set up the series, and that first 5-parter, I was like, man, this is really really great. You know what I mean? And I was like, how are they gonna keep up this momentum? You know what I mean? Because that 5-parter was really good. And the show had some filler episodes. But I gotta say, Frank Welker's Megatron, he steals the show in this show, man. Like he is the best voice actor on the show. Like I don't get why they just didn't get him to do the movies straight up. Because if he would have did this voice with Megatron, would have came off a lot better. Not saying Hugo Weaving did a bad job, because he was one of the best things about those shitty movies. That's just being honest. But yeah, like Frank Welker's Megatron on the show, he's so gold. Like I'm telling you, a lot of scenes he straight up carries, like straight up, because he's an amazing voice actor. Like especially like this Megatron to me is the best Megatron ever. Like animated Megatron to me is second. and Beast Wars Megatron is third. And then G1. Because G1 is a campy show. Let's just be real. But it's great for it's great for its time. It set the stage for a lot of shows today. You know what I mean? But it's not the Holy Grail. I got to get that. It's just not the Holy Grail. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, Transformers Prime though, definitely check that show out. And the most shocking season finale I think I can ever think of for a Transformers show, like that season finale. If you say you saw that coming, you're a damn lie. You're just a goddamn lie. Like you're lying. Straight up, you're lying. But definitely check that out. All right, next let's get into the comic books a little bit. And now as I say, these dates go all over the place. These are just comics that kind of stuck out in my mind. You know what I mean? It's just all over the place. You know what I mean? First, let me start with with probably the biggest one, Fear Itself #7. Now, I'm one of those people that I didn't hate this event. I actually really liked this event. Like I know a lot of people, either you hated it or it just wasn't for you. You know what I mean? But this event, man, like I really enjoyed it. Like I thought it kind of wrapped itself up better than Flashpoint. That's just being honest. Like you were told something was going to happen in the story, and it happened. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna spoil the ending because I'm kind of taken aback they actually went ahead and did that. I mean, I doubt it's gonna last long, but just the fact that they did it is just that's just cool in itself. But I just thought this event overall was cool, and I like the epilogues because those epilogues, it let you know where the Marvel Universe is going. You know what I mean? Like, the Hulk has a little part in there, Sin has a part in there, I can't remember who else, but yeah, it's just little things like that that let you know where the Marvel Universe is going. And I just think that's what an event should do. If you throw an event, it should end pretty much like this. That's just my opinion. I actually really enjoyed Fear Itself. I had a little bit of problems with it, of course, like Marvel ruining everything they were going to do in the solicits. But the art is amazing. Anybody that hates on that art is just crazy. The tie-ins were pretty good. Some of them not so much, but the tie-ins were pretty good. You know what I mean? I enjoyed this event. I can't speak for everybody else, but I didn't see anything wrong with Fear Itself. That's just being real. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm just a Marvel fanboy or whatever. But I enjoyed it. Alright, the next, Incredible Hulk #1. I was really excited for this. I pretty much, like, if you look on my Twitter, I've put the link of that trailer that Marvel made for it so many times. That's a very, very well done trailer. I might put it in the description too of this video. I don't know yet. But this book was, it's slow. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you don't like, like Aaron kind of slows it down and just tells you this is kind of what happened. This is what's going on now. And this is what you need to look out for, and he does it in a way that is kind of slow. You know what I mean? Like some people had that complaint about this book, but I feel like just the overall storytelling is so well done. The art is I think that I really love this art. Like a lot of people don't like this art. I don't know why. Who did this? I think Silvestri did this. He's worked on Witchblade, shit like that. Yeah. This I thought the art was great. Yeah, man. I think this story is, the first issue. It's a hook at the end that gets you. You know what I mean? Bruce Banner may really be crazy, or maybe something's just going on with him. Who knows? But I guess we'll find out. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? It raises questions. You know what I mean? I thought this was a great book. I would definitely recommend this book to anyone. You know what I mean? Like if you want to jump, if you ever seen the Incredible Hulk movie with Ed Norton, or maybe even the show from the '80s and actually enjoyed it. I don't, but whatever. I mean, I guess I had to be grew up in that time period to really appreciate it. Whatever. But yeah. But if you ever enjoyed the Hulk and you always wanted to give his comics a try, I would say jump on now, like at this moment, right now. Great issue #1, and the hook will get you. You know what I mean? The hook will get you. You don't have to know what's going on in the Marvel Universe to really just jump on this book. You know what I mean? So I definitely recommend this. Great book. Really great book. Alright, the next we got Green Lantern New Guardians #2. This is another one. Like, I'm just intrigued because I really don't know. As y'all know, I'm a big Green Lantern fan, and I love Kyle Rayner. I love all the Earth Lanterns, to be honest with you. But I love Kyle Rayner, and he who knows what's going on? Like, he has these rings and he don't know what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to kill him. He goes back to Oa. What's the name? Ganthet done been lobotomized and all this other shit is going on that I don't want to ruin. But the last page, man, is like, whoa. It's like, it's super parallax. That's all I'm going to say. Super parallax. Super Hal Jordan parallax. You got to see what I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to ruin it. The last page, man, that kind of gave me goosebumps. I can't lie. This book is great. The first issue I thought was kind of, I was like, okay, I kind of want to know what's going on, but not much happened in it. This one, yeah, check that out. Definitely check that out. Right, next we got The Walking Dead number 90. This one, man, like this book. See, I can't lie. Lately, I've been kind of, which is why I dropped Incorruptible. Yes, I did. I just like, I'm not saying it's bad, but I was sorely close. Well, I wouldn't say I was close to dropping The Walking Dead because I've been on board since issue 1, and I haven't really started feeling like that since after No Way Out. So I'm kind of loyal to this series. I think whatever they do, I think I'm just gonna ride it out to the end because I've been around since Jump. So I taped it off for like a little bit, and then the show was coming out. Like I stopped on I stopped short about what was it, issue? I want to say like issue 60 something like that, and I just caught up. You know what I mean? And like quick, like in a matter of like a weekend. You know what I'm saying? And I still think it's one of the best books on the shelves. Rob Kirkman, he loves these characters. And what I mean? And the last page of issue 90, it's probably one of the best of the series. Like, it's always something I thought about, but I never thought they'd actually do. You know what I mean? And I'm really excited. Like, honestly, I'm really excited about where that last page will take the story, to be honest. Especially with Carl in the condition that he's in. Like, how would that affect him, per se? You know what I mean? Will this, not even come to light? You know what I mean? Will this... I don't want to ruin it, but it's a great last page, straight up. It's a phenomenal last page, to be honest with you. Like, it made me jump because, like... Okay, spoiler. Fuck it, spoiler. I'm tired of talking around it. Fuck it, spoiler. If you don't want spoilers to this, cut this video off. At least skip a little bit. I'll just say cut it off, because who knows. But, at the end of the book, whoa. Rick and Andrea kiss, if you can believe that. Now, as you know, Andrea's been through a lot. Dale passed, her sister passed, everything that's been happening with her. And Rick, as you know, we all know about Lori, the prison arc, legendary. People that don't even read Walking Dead, they know about that arc because it's just legendary. Like, killing like main characters like that, it don't happen that often. I mean it happens like Marvel, DC, they kill superheroes all the time, but like for an indie book to just kill a character that's been like a focal point of the story, like if it wasn't Rick, it was probably Lori. For them to just kill her, like she just had a baby and they killed her without warning. You know what I mean? Like, no one saw that coming, and for them to do that, it made headway with the comic book community. You know what I mean? And but that's not the point. With Rick going through what he's went through, and Andrea going through what she's went through, I just never, I thought, maybe they should hook up. They're probably the best for each other. You know what I mean? But I never thought it would actually happen. But now it's actually happened. And then you throw on top of that Carl's lost parts of his memories. You know what I mean? How is he gonna feel about that? And just everything that's going on. It's just weird. It's just weird. Like I liked it. And it jumped at me. Like, it was phenomenal. Like, straight up. Because it made me want to read. Like, I can't wait for 91. You know what I mean? But it's just something I never thought would happen. It floored me. I can't lie. But yeah, I would definitely say it. If you're reading Walking Dead, you already read that issue anyway. But definitely pick that up. Pick that up, please. Do yourself a favor. Pick that up. All right, next we got All Star Western. I'm talking about number 2, but number 1 was also great. Um, if you've been reading Jonah Hex, just read this. Like, Jimmy Palmiotti, Justin Gray, they're still on this. You know what I mean? Art's great. Read this. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Like, if you just like Western stories, read this book. You know what I mean? It's Jonah Hex. Read that book. Yeah, but I love Jonah Hex. Just throwing my fanboy in this. I love that character. He's the most unfuckwittable dude in the Wild West, to be honest with you. Even though he ain't in the Wild West no more, he in Gotham in this story. But yeah, this is great. Like, this is just like just the way it's almost like layered on top of each other. Like, the story kind of builds on each other. Like, you find about the whatever they call themselves, the League of Criminals or something like that, and then you find out what they're up to and things like that, and just, it was cool. Definitely read that. If you read Jonah Hex, you need to read that. Alright, the next we got Daredevil number 5. This has been one of my favorite series. Mark Waid on Daredevil is something I've been wanting for a long time. Like, to me Daredevil's never actually been really bad, you know what I mean? It's just he's been so depressing for so long, and Mark Waid's like take on Daredevil, it's not as depressing. It's not depressing at all. As a matter of fact, he's kind of like almost Spider-Man-esque in these stories, which is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? And I really dug this, man. Like, Matt Murdock, like, I just love how, like, there's a lot of like just a lot of what Matt's thinking, on the page for you. You know what I mean? Like, he surveys a situation, and he fully explains in each panel, like, in each panel how he's gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like, 5 men with night vision goggles. What do I do? And he flips on a light switch. You know what I mean? It's just real cool. Like, I'm a sucker for shit like that. Like, they do. That's why I like the Punisher a lot, because they do that a lot with the Punisher or whatnot. And hold on, let me add a book to this list because I just bought up the Punisher. But yeah, they do that with the Punisher a lot, and I always been a sucker for that. But like Garth Ennis used to do that a lot back on his run with the Punisher, and yeah, sucker for that shit. But definitely check that out. Like that, this series is great. Like, if Wade keeps going with the consistent like greatness of this book, this may go down as like, because the first 5 issues, like, I thought 1 and 2 were 2 of the best issues of the year. This one ain't too far behind. You know what I mean? This is a great series. I think Mark Waid's been wanting to do something with Daredevil for a while. Now he has his chance, and he ain't letting up. So yeah, definitely check this out. The next we got Transformers. I want to talk about 27 and 28 because I think Chaos is a real interesting event. You know what I mean? Because there's actually 2 things going on within one event. Like, every other issue, it alternates. The one issue is on Cybertron, the other issue is on Earth. On Cybertron, I'm explaining the story a little bit more because I just been talking about how great it's been. But on Cybertron, the story is pretty much what's a good way of putting it? The story is pretty much Galvatron is on Cybertron. Nobody necessarily knows what he's up to until now, kind of. But nobody necessarily really knew what he was up to. And now he's on, the Autobots went to Cybertron to stop him. You know what I mean? And they had Megatron as prisoner. I'm going to ruin this because it happened in 26, but he breaks out, and now he has new battle armor, like a whole new body. And yeah, and it's pretty badass too. Like, it looks cool. Like, if that's ever a toy, and people just see that toy, like people that collect Transformers figures, they'll get that. Trust me. Like, that armor is fucking amazing. Like, as I said when I was talking about Transformers Prime, I never really played with the toys at all, but that armor is fucking cool, straight up. All right, then and then in the other issue, you got the storyline going on Earth where the remaining Autobots are trying to figure out, did Spike kill Scrapper? Scrapper's, is one of the Constructicons, and Spike, homie in the wheelchair. You know what I mean? He's been a friend of them for so long, but they have evidence to believe that he was the one that killed Scrapper. Now recently, it's been revealed who killed Scrapper. I'm not gonna ruin it, but I was yeah, I was I was kind of on it. Like, I just thought it came out of left field. It was like, you're trying too hard to shock me, fellas. Yeah. But yeah. Still, Mike Costa, great job writing the series right now. To be honest with you, like, if I had to be like 100% real, throughout the entire calendar year, I would say Transformers has been pretty solid. You know what I mean? Might be the ongoing of the year, maybe. I don't know, but that's just me being a fanboy. But maybe. I'm just saying maybe. But this was dope. Definitely check it out. Alright, the next we got this. Oh yeah, by the way, this is gonna be a really long video. I predict almost an hour maybe, so you may want to cut this off. Like, straight up, if if you don't think you can hang, you may want to cut this off. But next we got Journey into Mystery 629, 630. It's pretty much goes on with the Interfere itself. Pretty much shows Loki's role with the Interfere itself. Not only that, but Ico the bird. As you know, that's the consciousness of Loki, and the bird or whatever. He's it's pretty cool how 629 ends, and 630 is pretty much Volstag's take on what happened during all this. It's cool, man. Like, I thought, 620, especially 629. 629 has a really, really cool ending. Like, it's just something that makes you go, "Hi, Loki." That's what you get. But if you would just do the right thing, maybe you'll get what you want, fool. But it's cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like this a lot. I love the art. I love the series, to be honest with you. Like, I think the best thing in this book, like, don't get me wrong, I like Fraction's Thor when he was writing it, you know what I mean? But the best thing they could have did was give this series to Loki, because I think when that happened, it got so much better. That's just being honest. And maybe that's just me being a mark, because that's my favorite villain of the big two. But, whatever. Alright, the next we got Nightwing #2. And, to me, this is just a shade below how great Batman is right now, man. Like, I wouldn't say a shade, but it's really good, man. Like, and they kind of connect a little bit, just a tad. Like, you can kind of tell. You can tell Higgins and Snyder, they talk to each other. You know what I mean? Because yeah, these kind of connect straight up. And yeah, check this out. Definitely, I would say I'm kind of curious as to what's gonna happen next. I thought #2 had a really cool, really good ending, really touching ending, and I'm just kind of curious about what Dick's gonna do about it. Cause yeah, as I said, this is dope, and it would be like DC's like best book, like second or third best book, if it weren't for the book, or the 2 books after it, or after what I'm about to talk about next, and that's Batman #2. Scott Snyder is the best writer, hands down, going today. Like, I love Jason Aaron, I love Rick Remender, I love Mark Waid, Kurt Busiek. Whenever he writes anything, he's Kurt Busiek. Peter David's great. All these other guys are great. I mean, there's a lot of people I'm a fan of. I like Jeff Johns' Green Lantern for the most part. And, I get to that in a second. Justice League was. I ain't even gonna talk about that. That was. Let me talk about that just real quick, though. I will talk about that real quick. Justice League was yeah, like, I'm real let down by this, man. Jim Lee is probably my favorite artist. I talk about how him, Alex Ross, a few other guys, but Jim Lee is probably definitely my favorite artist. And his art is great. You know what I mean? It's like Jeff Johns isn't even trying with Justice League. It's almost like he's like, people are gonna buy this anyway. You know what I mean? That's his approach to that book. People are gonna buy this anyway. You know what I mean? It's like he don't really want to tell an interesting story. He just wants, hey, look at this guy, look at that guy, look at this, look at what this guy's doing to that guy. And it's just like, I don't care about the story. You know what I mean? Like, I want to care because I love Batman. I love the Flash. You know, I love Superman. You know what I mean? It's just, Green Lantern. That's my boy. Hal Jordan. That's my boy. You know what I mean? It's just it's hard to care. That's just being honest. It is because the story is just so whatever. You know what I mean? All right, but anyway, yeah. But Batman #2. Yeah, it's great. Like I love the way Snyder sets up these stories, man. Like there's something big going on in the wings or whatever. But let's say if you he did the same thing with the James Gordon arc. Let's say if you let's say you couldn't get an issue because maybe you was having financial troubles and you couldn't get an issue, but you could pick up like this issue of Batman #2 and know exactly what's going on. Like like it's like a one issue story, but it's also connected with the first issue at the same time, and also leads into the next issue. It's really cool, man. Like just the way that's kind of the way he writes, and more writers should write like that. To be honest with you, this is great. Greg Capullo's art. He's Greg Capullo. It's amazing. His Batman, like I always thought Jim Lee's Batman looked the best. Either him and Neil Adams, one of those two. But I think Capullo's is right up there with those two. That's just being honest. Like right up there. His Batman looks great. This is a great series, straight up. And just keep Scott Snyder on his book. Let him do his thing, yo. Like the guy's like locked in. Like he really gets Batman. Just let him keep doing his thing. He really gets Swamp Thing too. And I forgot to put that on the list, but that ain't really stick out to me. That's just being honest. But that's also a really good book. But Scott Snyder, he really gets it. You know what I mean? Like as I said, he's the best writer in comics. No disrespect to Rick Remender, Jason Aaron, my boy Garth Ennis, Peter David, any of those guys. Scott Snyder is the best dude going right now. Just my opinion. Next we got Green Lantern #2. This is great. This is just phenomenal. Like straight. Like I hate to sound like a fanboy. I'm always talking about Green Lantern. Always talking about how great it is, but this is phenomenal. Like straight up. I'm just gonna set the premise for you. Tell me you don't want to read this. Sinestro, as y'all all know, because I talk about it all the time, is stuck with this Green Lantern ring. You know what I mean? He comes to Hal Jordan. He tells Hal Jordan, hey, you're gonna help me if you want to ever wear a Green Lantern ring. You're gonna help me. You know what I mean? So he makes a Green Lantern ring, gives it to Hal Jordan. It's not as strong with his Green Lantern ring because that's just how powerful of a lantern he was. You know what I mean? To be able to do that with just the power of will, he gave Hal Jordan a Green Lantern ring. You know what I mean? Hal has limited power, not as much as Sinestro. And Sinestro can willingly cut off his power, whenever he chooses to. You know what I mean? Like he can willingly cut off Hal's power whenever he chooses to. Pretty much Hal's his bitch. Now, tell me you don't want to read that. Tell me you don't want to read Sinestro making Hal Jordan his bitch. And that's kind of what this issue was, you know what I mean? Like, this is great. This is great. And now Sinestro is going to go fight his own Corps. You know what I mean? With the help of Hal Jordan. Hal and Sinestro together fighting the Sinestro Corps. Tell me you don't want to read that. You know what I mean? Tell me, if you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know who Sinestro is, you know who Hal Jordan is, that's mind-numbing. Tell me you don't want to read that shit. Moving on. Read that book. Alright, then, next we got X-Men Regenesis. This, I really like this too because I didn't think I would either because I kind of thought it was filler, but then at the end it was kind of necessary because it set the stage with who's going to be on each team. You know what I mean? Like who's leaving with who and all that stuff. And it's honestly some shocking ones, man. Like, I thought Storm was really going to go with Wolverine. Like she made it seem like that, and then Cyclops pretty much begged it, pretty much grabbed her by the leg. Don't leave me. As you know, all the kids, pretty much almost all the kids, I think all of them went with Wolverine. Kitty went with Wolverine, which I kind of saw coming, but I was shocked. Kitty went with Wolverine, but Colossus stayed with Cyclops. Like I didn't think that would. I thought they would leave together. Whatever. Like as I said, and it made sense. They explained why, but it just, I really enjoyed this, man. I enjoyed seeing who would go with each side. I thought each one was really interesting, straight up, like really interesting. Yeah, but I would definitely say, is this worth checking out? Yes, but I wouldn't necessarily say buy it because it's really no need to since Wolverine and the X-Men has started. You know what I mean? So, but it lets you know, it paints a picture about what happened. You know what I mean? Who went where and why they went where. You know what I mean? All right. Next we got Wolverine. Speaking of Wolverine the X-Men #1. I really dug this. Like, this issue was like legit funny. You know what I mean? There's some really funny parts in this. Like, it's pretty much Wolverine and Kitty trying to pass like the Department of Education or something like that, like their whole inspection, so they can keep their school running. Because as you know, at the end of Schism, Wolverine took his team and they went back to the Xavier Institute, built it back up, and pretty much they're gonna live there now. You know what I mean? And it's just cool. That's true because everything that can go wrong for them actually goes wrong during this inspection. And it's like some legit funny parts in this book, man. I would recommend this wholeheartedly. It's so lighthearted, so fun, which is sometimes, it is a welcome change because X-Men is always so grim. And it's been like that since forever. You know what I mean? It's always so grim and depressing. And this was just a nice change of pace. It was parts in this book I legit just laughed out loud at. It's a funny ass book, straight up. It's just a fun book in general. Alright, the next we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #3. Yeah, this series is I love the storytelling in this, man. It's old school. Just if you see something in the story, you will see it again later. Hence the last page of issue #3, straight up. Cause yeah, man, cause just it was cool, man. Like the last page is a nice cliffhanger, nice cliffhanger, man. It really is. And just they finally finished telling the origin of the Turtles, which is cool, which adds to that cliffhanger. You know what I mean? Which really is that cliffhanger. You know what I'm saying? And I like Casey's backstory about him and his dad and all that stuff. This book is dope, man. Like they got me. Every month I'm getting Ninja Turtles, man. They got me. Definitely check that out. Straight up, Ninja Turtles, great shit. Then we got Flash #2, and I have this on here because I thought #1 was so great. You know what I mean? And I thought #2 was so disappointing. like it's too much. You know what I mean? Like it's just. The art is great. The action scenes are great, but and I like the whole concept of Barry. Like he has the potential to move amazingly fast, but his mind isn't thinking fast enough for him to move that fast. I like that. I like the concept. Problem is, I just think the story kind of lacks in this. Like in the first one, I thought the story was great. You know what I mean? I thought it was well told from page 1 to last page, but I think this one, it spends a lot of time on Barry, which it should, you know what I mean? But the overall story of the book kind of gets lost with all the time spent on Barry. In the last page, it's really nothing, to be honest. But is it fun? Yeah, but it's just kind of okay, straight up. Would I say check it out? No, I just included it because I was really disappointed, really disappointed, man. All right, next we got Voodoo #2. Voodoo #1 got a bad rep from some people because they said it was overly sexual, but it wasn't like Catwoman, where in Catwoman, the whole the sensualness and sexuality, it was just out of place. That wasn't the case in this book. Like it made sense in this book. You know what I mean? It wasn't just random, old touchy feely girl, look at my breast type stuff. Nah, it was in the first one, she was a stripper. You know what I mean? And I love the cliffhanger in the first one, and the second one it gets expanded on, which is a really cool scene. Like, oh, I feel so bad for that lady, and oh, she didn't know she was. Well, I don't want to ruin that, but I love the last page in this. This book, man, like the potential. This Ron Mars, he's on to something, man, because this book has serious potential. And I'm just scared to death that DC's gonna can it, man. I really am, because serious potential, man. I'm not even joking with you. Like, I'm really, really, really digging this book, straight up. And I hope they don't get rid of it. Pray to God they don't get rid of this book. Because, yeah, I'm really digging that book, straight up. Alright, next we got Captain America and Bucky 623. I included this because this is something more people or Cap should be. To be honest with you, this is a one and done story. You're, you know what I mean, like there's a cliffhanger at the end, but it's not necessarily a cliffhanger. This is a one and done story. This is just Bucky's, Bucky's just a recount of something that happened to him, back during World War II. You know what I mean, a mission that him and Toro went on together. You know what I mean, and it's just fun. You know what I mean, it's a really cool story, and the ending makes me want to read the next one because the next one will be his time, at least as Winter Soldier, at least what he can remember. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be cool too. You know what I mean? And this book is great. Like, I recommend this series to Ed Brubaker. As I said, is the only man that should write Cap or Bucky at all. You know what I mean? Right now at this moment, because he is on to something. You know what I mean? Like he's like Scott Snyder with Batman, not to that level, but he's like that. He gets Cap and Bucky. Like he should just him, no one else. Great book, as I said. Next we got The Boys, Butcher, Baker, Candlestickmaker, with the freakiest ending of any book you ever read in your life. Makes sense though, but that end is freaky. And it's cool, man. Like an origin story about one of the best characters in comic books, Butcher, and I thought all of them been solid. The second one I didn't think was that good at all, but I thought 1, 3, and 4 have all been great. I'm actually not even reading The Boys right now. I'm kind of trade waiting it. You know what I mean? Garth Ennis is my favorite writer. I have all of them. That's how I roll. It's Garth Ennis. I think I got almost everything he's ever wrote. Almost. I'm not gonna say everything, but almost everything. And I have The Boys. You know what I mean? But this is a great series. I wanted to read this in singles. This is a great series, straight up. And even if you don't read The Boys, definitely check this out. Even if you don't know the characters, you can actually check this out straight up. But yeah, read it. You'll love it, trust me. All right, the next that I just added because I was talking about the Punisher earlier, we got PunisherMax 18, and if Scott Snyder's the best dude writing right now, Jason Aaron's second or at least third. You know what I mean? Top 5 definitely. That dude, man, that PunisherMax. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, Marvel enthused will definitely hate this book because there's a lot of things that kind of contradict years and years of Marvel continuity. You know what I mean? But I would still say you should check this out straight up. Definitely check it out. It's it's one of the best books on the shelves right now. Punisher is amazingly badass in this. It's something that I didn't expect in this either. Yeah, this is a really good book, man. Really good book. I love that last page. And yeah, that does it for me, man. This is a long video. As I said, I told you it might have been almost an hour. Hopefully I'll do more than these. I need to, man. I say that all the time, but I need to, especially on the comic book channel. The wrestling channel, I kind of don't care, but I do need to be more active on this. Just because I do, shame on me, straight up. But yeah, as I said, definitely get Arkham City. Like, I'm telling you, Arkham City is taking up so much of my time past couple of days that man, it's definitely, I'm telling you, top 3 Batman story of all time, the story on this game. And I'm just curious how they gonna top it, straight up. Just wanted to reiterate that. But anyway, y'all, I'm getting out of here because I've talked for almost 49 minutes now. So I'll let y'all later. Peace out.